What is up, everybody? Kentucky lacking the ballistics. You want me to believe that when they're still using that garbage engine still? Well, the problem with that rumor is that it's a rumor. Also, if these leaks are to be true, then this remake has been in development for quite some time. Meaning that chances are they're still using the same dated engine when developing it. Now, could be wrong, could be very wrong. Well, as someone who has hand in development, you don't just switch engines mid-development. Like you just don't do that. So if the leaks are to be believed, it's either it truly is Unreal and they started development around the same time as their other games that have since come out. Because keep in mind, like, it takes time to develop. Or it really is just the same engine that, powers every other Bethesda game. All they did is just touch up on the graphics and make some tweaks. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Metroid Prime Remaster is like a fine example of that. It's not that it can't be done, but this is a Bethesda game running on a slightly modified version of an engine that powers Wizard 101. So don't have any confidence in this, especially after the disaster that was Starfield. Yes, I'm streaming right now, and no, you're not part of the stream because you were playing somebody else's video. And we can't have that nonsense in the background. Understandable. Editable. Well, Twitch is still looking very likely, unlike YouTube. Being a developer for Fortnite Creative, that would technically mean I already had an obligation. No matter how big or small it is. It's really weird to sit here and say that, considering that, I hate to bring this up, make anything off of it, but like that wasn't the point when I signed up. I just wanted to upload stuff. You know what I mean? Because because the way creative is set up now is like you have to invite people to play with the experiences you put together. But you can't just upload it publicly. You have to go through a process before you can do that. Meaning that I don't have to be online for you to play said experience. Only real gripe as a developer is that even if the project is deleted, it's stuck in an archive in a cloud somewhere, which is not truly deleting it, by the way, Epic. I don't want to be that person, but I think I'm going to be that person. You could save up a tons of space if you just allowed people to delete their projects that are just floating in the cloud. Because I'm sure hell no that I'm not the only one that has about 40 projects that just in the cloud archived. Yes, that's the amount that's just unfinished in the archive. It's because like I would start it and be like, this seems like an awful thing to put together, and then I just like archive it. Like it'll never see the light of day. So why can I not delete it? And this is another thing annoys me about like VRChat. How come I can't just delete a specific version of an avatar? Why do I have to delete the avatar in its entirety? That makes no goddamn sense. I thought I screwed up the mesh earlier this morning. Turns out I didn't, surprisingly. I mean, you can tell in the stream everything is fine, but it's because I in that clip I put out, uh, I was squinting. If you couldn't tell, I was squinting, but I had to like tie that to an empty object and place it on the avatar because despite everything being set up properly, y you don't have access to the blend shapes, which means I can't make expressions like that naturally. You have to go out of your way to set up a separate controller set up just to trigger that. Hello everyone, Deuce critical. You know what gives me the dart on? YouTube. Who? Who's live? Was he speed around? What is he speed running now? Uno? You know you can't speed run that game. Oh yeah, who's gonna like sit down from their 9 to 5? Well, for me it would be 8 to 5, and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna like speed run Uno. Herb. I had one too. Surprising in the spot where I allegedly had a concussion. Allegedly. Is it though? I think I'm doing just fine. My hands on some more assets, including a volley scratch translator. That's an asset. But yeah, I got my hands on some more assets. Whenever everyone push out that world update, I don't freaking know at this point because it's pretty much done. Almost. It's almost done. Now, whether or not I'll actually bring it back to mobile is yet to be seen, to be honest. Well, I say that because, like, my VR experience is practically ruined with a defective controller and a battery that doesn't maintain a full charge anymore. Considering, just they keep, excuse me, keeping in mind that the headset and controllers has seen little usage, all things considered. What a defective system. It's not even worth like replacing it at this point. I mean, like let's keep it real here, people. The Quest 2 is already on its way out, and the Quest Pro is like a flop, but that's like used for like office work and crap like that, despite what the name would tell you. Oh, what about the Quest 3? Okay, like first of all, unless I'm looking for a cheap, quote unquote cheap, I put that in quotes because it's not exactly cheap, replacement, there's it wouldn't be my first choice. Let's put it that way. I'm more inclined to go with the Valve Index. Um, when I also have a proper, better setup than a computer that, as of right now, based on its graphic card, is going through like this weird phase where a lot of these pieces of software now are pushing up this warning saying that the graphics card in particular is known to be quote unquote unstable with the application. I I'm not a nerd when it comes to tech, but it doesn't spark any confidence, so to speak, when like just about almost every piece of software that detects the graphic card be like, oh well, you could run the software if you're looking to, I don't know, maybe experience a crash or two because your card is unstable. Ah, great. Doesn't spark confidence in continued usage, I guess. Yeah, that's the thing I've noticed with a lot of the stuff that's since been updated. They give you this warning saying that your card is known to be unstable for whatever reason, just suddenly. I mean, it is a little over 3 years old, but like it it shouldn't be behaving the way it should be just yet, I should say. It's not like I'm out here like running it into the ground or anything, you know? Yeah, I think so. I don't have the specs open at the moment. It's not the best, but like it can run. a decent portion of my library on medium to high, given the context of what soft how how well the software itself is even optimized, I should say, knowing how some of these pieces of software are put together. But it's not like the best thing in the world, but like if I want to sit down and play some goddamn Power World, I can at least do that. Maybe another time. Maybe another time. I already know this. We had this discussion. Hey, at least it's not like my first device that lasted a total of 8 years before it bit the dust. So it was a Windows 7 Vista. It was the gaming type too, by the way. Lasted 8 years before it did, before it bit the dust. I can't blame the individual that was trying to repair it. You know, like when he was trying to separate the. I told you about it when he was trying to separate the keyboard from the board. It ended up pulling out the strip entirely by accident. So like the cable was still connected to the board, but like the strip to the keyboard itself, that was completely severed. Accidentally, by the way. It wasn't like on purpose or anything, it was accidental. Those cables are complete. It is a bitch. Like, cause you know you fuck it up. You know exactly what you would fuck up on. They weren't easy to get out anyway, cause like they did the whole like clamp mechanic ordeal. It's not just socketing it in. You also have to hear this little uh, clank to know that it clipped in too. Good times all around. All right, who's got the bird? I'm hearing chirping on your end. Not me. It's just raining here. Yeah, same here. It's raining. I'm in an apartment. It's raining. Don't worry, the stream is dying at the moment. Right. I don't know if you know, but Saber Spark is retiring in the next 2 years. Retiring from YouTube, but similar to like Moist, he's starting up his own thing where he's looking to help smaller creators make it on the platform. You know, similar to what Moist has going with what he does. Not Yeah, Moist does that too. I I don't want to like sit here and be that guy, but what is the purpose of the program right that? I guess, but just because it worked for you doesn't mean it'll work for everybody. No, I'm not joining services like that. I honestly think there's just nothing more but a cash grab, but here we are. It'd be safer if I just do trial and error rather than giving someone money just to give me advice on how to make it onto a platform. Also, Saberspike, you're just a PNG tuber. Get out of here. Oh, this is also the same guy that came out with a video about how YouTube demonetized his content or whatever about he was spewing. You know, never mind the fact that you literally did a video about Zootopia's abortion comics. I didn't forget that, my guy. I mean, again, somebody looked at the source material and be like, you know what? I'm going to create this disturbing story set in that same universe. I had a sibling ask me, why don't I just make my own game? I love the silence that came out of that. Uh, um, well, um, well, one of the things you have to ask yourself is like, what are you looking to create? And and you would also have to ask, are you more than capable of putting something like that together with your current skill set? Creating is hard. But yeah, I was asked that. Why don't I just create my own game? I mean, by technicality, I am a developer. No, by technicality, if you are creating experiences on a platform, you are by technicality, a developer. Um, because you're not using your own setup, you're using somebody else's setup to make your own experiences. Whether or not you know a ton of coding or not. Look, I don't want to be making comparisons, but if I sat here and create a Roblox experience, I would be considered a developer, no matter how freaking bad it is. I don't like making that comparison, but we're talking about a market where Fortnite is now in the same freaking market as Roblox. Granted, not as large as Roblox, but they're now in the same market. Still missing some core features, but we're getting there. I mean, I'll give them credit though. At least, you know, things are actually moderated. I mean, it's the same question I would ask about some of these like Roblox developers. You know what I mean? Like I have played quote unquote hidden gems on here, and it's like why isn't this its own standalone game? You know what I mean? Like clearly you have the talent to put something worthwhile together. Why isn't this its own standalone game? So anyway, yeah, I was asked that. I didn't really have an answer for it because it boils down to like what would I create though? You know what I mean? I mean, I have knowledge, but I'm not like some guru that can just whip up an experience in like 3 minutes. You know what I mean? First, the question is going to be if you could put together your dream game, what would it be? For me, I don't want to give away ideas, but for me, I would want to do something that taps into a community that hasn't really seen any sort of standalone experience, if that makes sense. Like clearly the lore is like put together and whatnot, but like why isn't there like, you know, an experience that you can like go to, you know what I mean? I don't know. If I had to pick an engine, I'm probably going to go with Unreal, considering I'm a bit more knowledgeable with the engine than I am with Unity. Like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy. But when I'm trying to put an animation together in Unity, I can get it put together, but I can never, for some freaking reason, get the animation to actually play. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay. I just know that for whatever reason, it just won't play. But you know what? I can like harken back to what if I said early on when I started playing VR chats. Like, I'm in an instance that's based on volleys, right? How is there no standalone game of this? I think it would be cool. Granted, you get the right team together, but I think it would be cool. I know Protogens have a few, but I don't think none of them comes as close as like Toaster Arena. And Toaster Arena is like a meme game. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because they revealed that it was when it started out it was just a meme, a joke. But clearly there's been some effort put into it, especially what's written in the lore. That's probably honestly the closest thing you can get to a legit Protogen game. I'm not going to sit here and count visual novels as a game because I can keep it real with y'all. Visual novels are nothing more but clicker games, and I can't really call them a game if all you do is just click to advance dialogue. Whereas Toaster Arena, there's an actual game to play. Granted, it's just deathmatch all through and through, but that's pretty much what you can say about Quake. And Quake isn't known for a single player experience. If I had to choose between putting together a Protogen game or a volley game, I'm more inclined to put together a volley game. Kind of like boils down to like the creative freedom you would have to put together something. Oh, and I also don't want to be hit with a suit because, like, that creator doesn't like XYZ. I'm just gonna leave it there. No, it would start out as a DMCA. If you're looking to have an actual case, yeah, you would. Otherwise, quite frankly, you'd just be laughed at. What? What do I know? I know nothing, right? Yes, a bird with bunny ears. Don't make fun of me. I guess you could look at it like this way. If a small group of individuals was able to put together Toaster Arena while in college, then why haven't I put something together while being gone for 12 hours a day? Well, I would have to ask more things if I wanted to make it happen. I don't make fun. My main is a bunny. Oh, E. Bunny. Fine. But yeah, like, why haven't I put anything like that together? I mean, yeah, 12 hours a day, because, XYZ, but I could still put something together. Because you also have to look at what I'm currently doing. I stream every other day. I upload just about every other day. Oh, and a developer for full Fortnite Creative. I just don't saw a volley with bunny ears yet. Well, now you did. Yeah, I am. one could argue that, well, you could just can the whole YouTube ordeal. You could. There's things you have to look at, before just being like, yeah, you know what, this isn't going anywhere. How do I free up more time? I don't know, there's a lot of things to consider. And then you gotta look at, okay, let's say if I do start putting this together, what kind of experience do I want to put out there? So this will be the whole, like, play or experience other software or whatnot to get inspiration of what you want to do. Well, then you keep going, man. You, what's this say? You are creative. I wouldn't call myself that, but close enough. English would not be Englishing in this stream. Let me show you my bunny next time. Okay. Sixty hours work. Must have took them 60 hours. Customized completely. The Alice Bunny furry base. Oh, you're talking about, oh, okay. All right. Oh, Tower of Fantasy. Talking about the game Tower of Fantasy. Yeah, I know what he means. The lip syncing in particular is bad. Yeah, they could be talking, but there'll be like no mouth movement whatsoever. I mean, it's clear that English was not the first language, but you're telling me that when you did the port, you couldn't be bothered to, sync up the lips to the words, make it from very poor to medium. Avatar rank. Okay. I think it'd be a miracle if someone could figure out how to get the Jerry Volley here to work on mobile devices. Okay, you technically can, but there's no like specific shader that can fix the many issues of porting the avatar over as someone who's had experience with it. It's not fun trying to figure that out. So I kind of just stopped trying at that point after deleting the avatar a while back just to recreate it, because they don't allow you to delete one version of the avatar from their platform. No, if you want to get rid of it, you got to delete the avatar in its entirety off the platform. What a stupid decision on their end. I still have all the clothes I want. Yeah, I would hope so. The asset, great asset to the company, bumpity, thumpity, dumpity, asset, great asset to the company. I don't mean to do a side tangent, but it's kind of weird that like the creator of Lethal Company is only now returning to the game because they were inspired by its comedy knockoff Repo, which also like weirdly tells me that they could have just abandoned the game and not said a damn thing. The game has at this point nearly 6+ months without an update. No word from the dev whatsoever. You might as well just said, yeah, I abandoned the game because I'm not inspired. I need to go to bed now. Now have a good day. I followed you. Oh, thank you. Have a good night. I don't know Asmongold because like you are Asmongold, Assmangold, and I don't know about you, but as someone who looks like Cyrax's long lost cousin, I'm not sure I could take your advice. I know, but like you can't tell me that they are not related somehow. At a glance, I should say. I'm not saying that they are, but like at a glance, you can't like see them and be like, oh my god, these two are related. What happened? Oh, does anyone know that 50v50 is coming back to Fortnite? Does anyone know? Practically maxed out the battle pass because of that singular mode because it's actually fun, unlike Team Rumble. Does anyone know if it's coming back? Actually, screw it. I'll just make my own 50v50. That's my forge. You commit crimes against Skyrim and her people. What do you have to say in your defense? In my defense, I think ketchup goes well with hamburgers and fries. That's my defense. That's my defense. Or I could just, plead the fifth. Then again, if you plead the fifth, then, people, like, assume that you're guilty as all hell. So, he's like, when are you ever honest? Just ask him about his taxes. Babe, 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 babe. Nope. Also, apparently, homing in on the enemy just drops you in the lava. There's no food happening at the moment. There's no food happening. I'll be back. And when I mean I'll be back, I mean I'm taking you guys with me to the kitchen. Not physically on stream anyway. We're just chilling here. I gotta boil some water. Don't worry, it's safe. It's still in cahoots with insurance, so that doesn't help. Well, like I got a letter saying that I was approved, and then I got another one saying that we need more time to review your renewal. So, like, which is it? You're telling me that I am renewed, but I am not renewed because you need more time to look into it. Golly, no wonder nobody likes this crap. Okay, I'll be back. I'll actually be back this time. I'll be muted briefly. Yo, I'm back to attack. Found a way to clip out of the game world, apparently. Okay. Who's squeaking? Oh. Oh my god. I keep hitting the death barrier there. What the hell? I can subscribe. You know, I think that's incredibly corny to say. That's why I won't do it. Get a like and subscribe. So corny to do. It's made even worse when people do it at the start of the video. Like, bro, yeah, I haven't even watched the video. Let me watch the damn video, and then I'll determine whether or not it's worth following or not. Well, kind of happens when you're popular ass man gold. I mean, for me, people like forget that I'm in the same room. People has a tendency to forget that. So I guess I have +10 of stealth, apparently. Why so sad? Who here is sad? I want to raise paws or talons. Who here is sad? I'm tired, if anything. You know, workload and health concerns. Well, I would have loved to like go back and see if anything else needs to happen, but I'm in cahoots with insurance at the moment, so it's just best to not do that. I know the feeling. You're a wolf. You're supposed to know. I'm not sure about the frosty part, but you're definitely a wolf, right? Not you. The wolf in chat here. That wolf. Guys, it's the ball-headed bastard. Wait, did the account DM reset? No. Oh God. Okay. I know the feeling. I got another one. Mendo. Oh, Mendo, I think that's your name. Also, Asmongold, if you visit Stormwing will just go into complete chaos with you present. Not the Horde, though. They're pretty chill once you get to know them. How are you? How am I? Pretty tired. Surviving, but tired. Why not catch some Z's? Because we're streaming here, and I still have work to do. They're 12 hours of doing absolutely nothing. But like, you know, they employer and all, but you expect me to take them very seriously when they are, you know, the bronze medalist? You know, a big difference between gold and bronze. Let's see. What type of work, and is it going well? I'm a warehouse picker, and I say it's going very poorly. Now, the other kind of work, you know, stuff that actually means stuff, I kind of just develop stuff for Fortnite Creative whenever I get the chance, because it's not just easy per se. But whenever I get around to it, I get around to it. I did that. Oh, oh, warehouse. I did that for a few years, never again. Yeah? So like what, 8+ years now? I'm still doing the same crap? No, I think I'm done after I'm done with this place. A nice change of scenery, so to speak, would be nice. Almost a decade, I'm still doing the same crap. I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier or at another time, but I'm unsatisfied, not happy. And now I'm dealing with all kinds of other health related issues because of that, because, I'm supposed to just neglect health for numbers. That means absolutely fudging nothing to me. Well, I could swear on stream, just don't feel like it. Too much work. Go be go become a landscaper so you can see the sunlight. Yeah, maybe janitorial, but close enough. Oh, speaking janitorial, the one I was looking at requires you to have some sort of freaking degree and be an electric. I don't. What is with these places wanting to have these fucking college degrees that amount to absolutely nothing for a job like that? Isn't that just maintenance though? Okay. So riddle me as to why, for you to be a librarian, someone who just puts freaking books away or have some knowledge of books, why do you need a degree in I don't remember what you needed a degree for, but you need a degree just to put books away, according to the job description. You want me to get a college degree just so I can put books away? Yeah, nothing like putting myself in debt because, that would totally amount to a career that definitely would go somewhere, said no one ever. If anything, that just shows the employer that you're willing to do anything just to obtain a piece of paper. That's all that what that really amounts to. Ever thought about becoming an electrician? Nope. That's made it close calls with that. Well, as someone who has, you know, put stuff in a freaking electrical outlet at one point, I'm surprised I'm still here. Um, Not fun. I was trying to like fix something and like nobody said anything about the power being on, so when I went to go fucking interact with it, it was still on. Goddamn dipshits. Yeah, I recall just being startled and passing the fuck out. It's not that I won't work with it, but like nothing like having like PTSD while trying to work with it, you know? Let's see. Is the water boiling? It is boiling. Time to throw in some noodles. At least you didn't die. Well, not yet anyway. Some more deserving than others. Anyway, babe, babe, babe. I gotta go. I gotta go. Have a good night, and yeah, you too. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I definitely have suffered a concussion. You think? Undiagnosed? Unwillingly? I don't know. Oh no, like you don't remember? Like I just recall going to the restroom and then like waking up on the freaking floor with a massive headache. I I still don't know what happened. I still don't know what I was supposed to do because I remember I was supposed to do something important. I had a massive headache. I told you about that. Well, considering how easy it is for me to break stuff, you think I suffer concussion? A of, of sorts, I should say. It's probably nothing. Well, I came back and I asked you guys how long I was gone for, and you both you said about 15 to 20 minutes for a trip that should have lasted no longer than like 2 minutes. Oh my God, I'm still alive. Oh, heaven to Betsy, I'm still alive. I gotta praise the leader, Avalon. Y- You know, when you know when Avalon actually still existed. Yeah, that's your life as man, Gold. Excuse me, what? Uh, uh, they plead the fifth. Spawning cheese. Yes, that's exactly what it's like, sir. So if you really want to scare off your fellow followers, just show them some pineapple pizza. That'll get them. I have to note that it will not work on Chica because she's practically a walk-in trash compactor, which is like scary in itself. Out of range. You know, if you squint really hard, you could maybe see Ass Mangold as an NPC in WoW. I don't know, some village or location that's filled with goblins. I mean, the dude don't even clean his own room. I don't say he gets a maid to do it. That's not cleaning your own room. So when is he ever gonna go on a Kit Kat break? Check on my food. Not done quite yet. Not done. It's not done. It's not done quite yet. Get away from my swamp. Yes. Motion controls. What? I hate motion controls. Nah. I'm gonna check on my food. Check my food. Done. Definitely done. It was unstable. Nah. I think he loved him a bit too much. Fact. No, I don't want to trade with you. Trades are scams. Fine. 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 Hmm. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, not that knuckleball, the other knuckleball. Hey man, did I really need to hear all that? Yeah, thank you. The hub. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna end the stream.